Hi, this is Cindy from Part-Time Permies, and today we're going to harvest some potatoes. So we have one over here that was probably knocked out of one of the raised beds from last year. And as you can see, it is a red potato plant. The plant itself is starting to die off, so it's the perfect time to start pulling these potatoes. And what I'll do is the really tiny ones I'll probably save and put back in the ground somewhere. But the ones that are at least like around this size and bigger, I will hold on to, because those, I mean, you can make potatoes, put potatoes in everything, right? So as long as they're at least this size, I'll probably use them. That is from one plant that self-planted, or I think the chickens planted it. What I'll do with this is I'm just going to drop it and let it work its way back into soil matter. So I'll chop and drop the leaves, and this was basically all leaf compost, so it was really soft, so I didn't even need my tool to dig up the potatoes. Super easy to do by hand. I did get a few little ones that were seed potatoes, so those we can use to start new plants for next year. So I just got to decide where I'm going to put those. I do like it in the hugelkultur bed, especially along the top ridge, because those are so easy to dig up. Okay, I'll show you what I have so far that I got from my volunteer plants. I got some huge potatoes, for redskins anyway. Variety of sizes in here. These came out of the big garden. Those probably grew a little bit last year, but then we didn't get them all out of the ground, so they grew more. Now I'm working on getting some out of the hugelkultur bed, and I'm only taking the ones where the plants are starting to die off. They're not completely died out yet, so I can still tell where they are, which is helpful. But the ones that look like they're still green and growing, I'm leaving those in there longer. And I have two different types in this bed, one on one side and one on the other. So I think the redskins are the ones that are ready. So if we look here, on this side of the bed I have redskins. I pulled one out up there yesterday. So we started with that. But what I'll do is, that looks like it had a hornworm on it, but I'll go ahead and dig that one out. There's one right here as well. Oh, look what's here. There's that hornworm. Darn things. Got a bug bucket. I got a little beetle in there too. Not sure if that'll hold the hornworm, but these things definitely like the potatoes and tomatoes. But it hasn't damaged this plant too much yet. So I'll let that one grow a little more. But the ones at the top were the first ones that started growing in the spring. So I'll probably pull those. Yeah, those, the ones that look like they're still going all right, I'll leave for a little bit longer. So we'll just get our first run of these. And we have some more on the back side here. As you can see, some of them are looking like they're starting to yellow out and die out. Some are still quite green and growing. Again, they started growing early spring over here first, and then popped through a little bit later on this end. So, and on that side of the bed, I put multicolor fingerlings in there. So we'll see what we get from those, and just go from there. So this is just first harvest, first round. I'll continuously pull these plants as they are looking like they're dying off. Again, I like to pull them before they're completely died off, so I know where the plant base is. It just makes it easier. Plus, I can actually pull on the stalk and get some more potatoes out that way. I'll show you what I got out of the garden today. I went in mainly for potatoes, and we definitely have a lot of potatoes. couple squash, and a few tomatoes starting. Behind me in the raised bed garden, I really didn't do much other than the strawberry transplants. So we have a lot of volunteers in there, and mainly tomato plants. So I pulled a couple potato plants from that area as well. We still have a couple more potato plants that look like they're still growing like crazy, so I'm leaving them to grow some more. I have another volunteer potato plant that's in the corner over there. In the corner of the big garden, there's a potato plant. Again, that's where we had some potatoes last year, so that one's taken off and doing really well. So I'm just going to let it keep growing. So we got a decent amount of red potatoes. One of the volunteers, looks like it might be a regular potato. That probably was from compost or something thrown to the chickens that wasn't, well, probably compost, because we have the chickens in with the compost over there. And obviously chickens don't eat raw potatoes. They only eat the cooked ones like we do. So they bury them, which means you get volunteers. But the bucket I have here, besides my tools, I just kept a few of the smaller potatoes, and I figured I would use those as seed potatoes. So those will go in the ground a little bit later. I'll just set them aside for right now. But decent harvest. Tomatoes are about to start coming like crazy, so especially our volunteers. Makes me wonder if I should even plant any tomatoes. We have so many volunteer plants. But and tomatillos too. We actually have a few volunteer tomatillos. Although I plant the ones I planted are doing better along those lines. So anyway, lots of nightshade volunteers. But harvest is just starting to look good. The squash is still giving me 1 or 2 squash a day or more. So, and that will just increase as the winter squash start coming and pumpkins and melons start ripening. So we're getting going here. We got to start planting the fall garden soon, so that'll probably be another video coming up, is trying to figure out what to put in for fall garden. So I hope you enjoyed the show. Please like, subscribe, and comment below, and I'll see you with the next video.